about it, but I will try to see if he's going to call and trying to get into the things that are going on. So it's been an interesting times with everything, and we are dealing with so many things, but it is what it is, and we are going to try to figure it out. And okay. Trying to see if we're gonna have some phone call right now. It's calling. Hey Wolf, are you
Hey.
on?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, can you get your camera on?
Yeah.
All right, there he is. The man is here. We are live, and he is coming in about 2 seconds. You're gonna see it in your screen. So I want to say thanks to Wolf, and we came out with this spontaneous idea to just all of a sudden there he is. You guys can see it on the screen in there. And now we're gonna see some this all of a sudden popped up, both of us, and we want to be coming up here to talk about a little bit about soul connections, but also not only soul connections, but since him and I, we have something very interesting in common in there. We kind of like didn't even set up a topic, okay? But we came out here to kind of like share some of the good words with you and the improvements that has been done behind the veil. The internal improvements, the learning, um, the evolutions, particularly within the couple as a perspective is uh, growing in the family, right, Wolf? In there.
I can't
And
see you, man.
you can only see me on the YouTube. You cannot see me on the Facebook because the camera is off on the Facebook. But if you're monitoring YouTube, you're gonna see me there. But with that, Ben, how you doing, Wolf? Is everything all right now?
I have
Technological.
no idea what's going on. I can't see you. I see me. It's all kinds of uh
Can you
yeah.
see yourself?
I can see myself 3 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm. Now you cannot see yourself.
Uh, I have to choose between staring at myself on the messenger here or look at us
Can you?
live in the past on YouTube.
No,
Which,
you can actually see it within the YouTube. That is going to be a little bit more better in there instead of with that.
not really, but
Oh, okay.
I'll work with it.
You're going to work with it?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, okay? 1 second. Let's see if I can be able to pull something.
Mm. Well, I'm kind of stuck in the past on the YouTube.
Yeah, stuck in a past. You're living into this everything that you need to live on it. Let me see this.
Sorry.
Let me see if this is going to work right now for you. Okay. Device settings.
Beat me up, Scotty.
I think I'm going to beam you up right now, and there he is. I just
Look
put
at
in a
that.
second camera, and you can see me on your Facebook Live.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you do. So, everything's good now.
Hey. Yeah, that's a lot better. Now I have connection. You know,
Yeah.
I need to feel you and see your facial expressions, and my neurodivergent brain is just like, I'm living in the past.
Hey, it's good to, showing to people overcoming objections and challenges.
It's real.
Real struggle in life
Yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah.
And yeah,
This
talking.
makes me so happy, Dio. I can see your face. You're smiling. You're smiling at what I'm smiling at. I know that you're smiling. I'm smiling back to you, and I feel connection.
Bro, it's been
You know,
for a long time and we haven't been having some fun like this. So it's been the last time we tried this, there was a lot of technological challenges. I see that right now we overcome them. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to have here in the channel. First of all, what I want to
was it
start at.
Mercury retrograde? By the way, I think it was. Let me try
No.
to.
Yeah, oh, back then? Oh, God, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
my
I
God.
think I think Mary was
Oh,
just like.
I try. I remember. I try everything underneath the sun to have this life happening, and uh, browser did not cooperate. Nothing cooperated. The energy was like, you guys should helping people, but there is at the same time like, you guys should helping yourselves, and that's what the life is not gonna happen. It was very interesting back then. Man, that was a fun. We tried everything.
We tried everything.
I think we fight it
Really?
for like half an hour.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So
But now we're here. Now
now
we're
we're here.
here. We're
Exactly.
here, and we're. So I've been thinking about this a lot. We are in this soul to soul connection, and with a partner, and working through the energies, and in communication, and it's and I look around me, and I look to the community, and I see Lee and Sherry still doing it, still working through. And then I
Mm-hmm.
look around and I see a lot of, you know, challenges with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have some clients from time to time, that experience challenge with that. And even when both of them are mature and ready to go, ready in to be in union, and then, there's some interruption, disruption energy, as Lindy Cowling called it, um, where they can't come together, even though they are spiritually mature enough to be together. There's something like, some are married from before with kids, so they're in another marriage and have to figure out, okay, I'm yeah, and all the human ethical things that go with that. If we just remove that, and I have to do that as a twin flame coach working with the twin flame energy. The twin flame energy doesn't care if we're married, if we have a huge age
Yep.
gap. It doesn't care if we are 90 years old and 60 years old, if we live in Antarctica and the North Pole. Uh, it's going to connect you, and connection is connection. You can't deny connection. So if you're married to somebody else and you experience connection,
Mm,
what are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to do? You're at home, and all of a sudden your soul connection is in the energy right here in your unified field, in your shared unified field. They're right there, and you're talking to your husband about, okay, what are we going to have for food, and then you're like, oh, hello, twin,
That is a very interesting experience. I actually throughout the years, particularly about that, I study it. I wanted to digging up more at the examples and the situations in there, and I'm looking at more right now within the future when that involvement is all of a sudden that presence, okay, because I experienced exactly what you're saying. I mean, I was married, and then all of a sudden it's like I woke up one morning and it's like, oh shit, who's in my bed? When you feel energy presence of somebody else, right?
Mm.
This, I mean, it's different story, right? When you are constantly with that presence of that energy, and I was looking at into this particularly because there was investigations in there because by working with people on the twin flame, by working with people who experiencing this and so on, there is two things that actually happens. Okay, first of all, there is a one way, which is the Catholic experience, and you think that this is your twin, but the other person doesn't experience that. There is no confirmations, there is no communications, there is nada, nothing. Okay, but the thing is happening is more interesting when the both have this consciousness exchange. And I was wondering, I went out to study it a little bit, and I was like, okay, if this thing exists in the spiritual world, there has to be something physical, man. There has to be something that works, that brings it up here, okay? It's not only the soul, it's not only the energy, there's got to be something else that it works. So I studied a little bit of the psychology. I study actually biology and particularly within the brain functions and end up in that video of a French professors, and I also studied the Japanese. They have a very good informations in the Ministry of Health. So I went in there, and what is it there? What they said that the mirroring neurons within the people when they get activated, that mirroring is that moments of mirroring is actually the transfer of consciousness. And then there is a little portion of the brain. It's called CHAT. It's got a long medical term, but if you put CHAT means chat. And with this, what I found is that the French professor said these portions of the brain is responsible for receiving and sending signals. Here is a proof, a medical proof for telepathy. But now what are you going to do with the conscious? It's only the consciousness has to be, and the only thing is has to be in there. And I want to say, thanks publicly to Paulina because in the past 3 years, we did a lot. We just made 3 years ignition state, okay? And we see how much of the growth that it came in, how much we evolved within that. But the whole energy is about you to get it there, you to understand it from there. Then you have to bring it here.
Yeah.
Whatever it's upstairs, you have to do it downstairs. And this is a very tricky part as you were explaining, oh, they're both going to be ready and then it's always going to be okay. Well, there is always something, okay? And there is always going to be a something. There always going to be until you realize to accept the connection in all levels, emotional, physical. You need to accept not to interfere or try to change them. The big failure of the soul connections is when the people try to change them. You try to change the other person. You try to get into the other person. While you have to understand, you standing next to them, so they can see what they need to change, and they have to do it themselves. And there was a lots of this. There's been a lot of improvement actually within this, but as we talked a little bit earlier, with you, some of the people they just want their twin flame. I want him. I just want him. What do you want him for? Most people don't know what they want. Their twin flame.
They don't want to be alone.
It's not only the alone. I mean, I asked them quite a few people. You know what the funny part was, Wolf? I finding some the people bring needs,
Yeah, they want their needs met. You know,
whatever their needs are. Let's say that I'm emotionally wounded. I need emotional support. I am immature in a way. I need something to make me mature. I need. I couldn't work. I need some mullah. I need some money, support. Okay, and so on. And I'm like, okay, well, do you know what is the purpose of the twin flame is? It's evolution. To evolve above anything and everything that you can even imagine. The divine is going to put you through a task. It's going to put you through challenges. It's going to be cranking you up. But once you come out on the other side, there's going to be a totally different ways. And now, since we're crossing the other ways out there, guess what? All of a sudden, everyone who says like I'm a twin flame, I want to be a twin flame, I want to do this and so on. And what happened to them? Where did they went to? They stuck in a, I want my twin flame. Tell me how I can get them. Tell me what I need to do. And I ask, okay, here's the questions. What do you want to know? What you need to do to get your twin flame? Do you feel that this is a part of manipulation? It should not be like that. This is a sort of soul connection. And this is why everyone started talking about it, throwing the toxicity and all this personality disorders. I don't want to name them here and so on and so on. And I was like studying there in the psychology, and it says you got to heal them. That's what it triggers in there. While the evolution is about to be awakened and aware of the consequences of the actions that you do and you do not. So we can purge this physical needs of survival because the evolution is going to bring totally different ways of survival. It's going to bring you to back into tribal mode so we can reset everything from tribal mode till now because things don't work well here. Instead of creating paradise, we're creating what? Hell. And that's what the life is about here on Earth a little bit in there. But I want to share your view. I want to give you the mic to you.
yeah, if you're stuck in survival mode, or you know, if you're afraid to lose the twin, if you're full of fear, unhealed fears, your union is going to be anything but sacred, anything but divine.
Mm-hmm.
um, to be at that sacred union level, you have to, you know, give give up resistance, you have to give up fear, you have to give up worry, you have to be in creator mode, co-creator mode, and realize that you have a responsibility with your energy, with your frequency, with your thoughts especially, but with your vibration, with your energy, because it's your energy that you're creating with. That's the wallet. That's
Mm-hmm.
the bank account of the twin flame union, is the energy. And so if the energy is stuck in those low vibrational things like survival mode, or fear-based consciousness, fear of losing them, fear of death, fear of all these, fear of love, you know, I want love but I'm afraid of love, I want connection but I'm afraid of connection, I want, you know, high vibrational states of consciousness, but I'm afraid of everything that's on the way to get there to that level.
What do you think
And
is the worst enemy of all those that you talk about? The worst
uh,
enemy of that progress in the soul connections that you.
I think it's um, intimacy. A
Intimacy.
lot intimacy, yeah. Intimacy and communication. Being being afraid of being seen, like
Mm-hmm.
fully seen into the soul, you know, kind of like, hi, I want to see you, I want to look at you, but I really don't want to be seen for who I really am. I want you to see me for who I want you to see me as. And then the other guy is like, you know, yeah, I want you to see me on the weekends.
Mm, yeah,
But
yeah.
I'll talk to you on the chat, or I'll talk to you on the telephone, and I'll talk to you when we fight, and try to make it better. But if you want to talk to me about my feelings, then I don't want to talk to you.
You know what's called this business? This is like you trying to buy. You go into the store and you want to buy, let's say, like 20 kilos tomatoes, and you are bargaining in there like a bargain. Like yeah, we can do only, but if you give it only, you can get only. That's what I call business. Bargaining in there
Yeah,
instead of learning to be. Yeah, I call it. Uh, Actually, the way I look at it in there is the fears. The main thing is some
yeah,
kind of like a form of shape of fears, and I see that a lot of the fears it's coming in. We actually with Paulina we talked about this recently. Fear of the future, fear of the unknown, fear of the how it's going to be, and you're trying to make in projections, for example. And we had a great kind of like opening, eyes opening in there. It's like we're not going to worry about that because guess what? We're not living there in the future.
mhm,
We are living here in the present moment.
yes,
What we're doing it here at the present moment, that's all it matters because the building of the future, it's in the present moment. The moment you're realizing of this, you're not worried about the future. But if you worry about, as you said, co creation and use the knowledge and the abundance of knowledge that tells you how to create abundance for survival here on earth, now that's a different story, right? Because in the spirituality, it's teaching you for a lot of advanced stuff. And some of the stuff is like, oof. I mean, you're trying to get into this, like even, sometimes the information when it comes in. I mean, we're not putting it out there because humanity is now ready to at the level that is coming at on the current level, and you're trying to bring them another level that and so on. It was so interesting, all about this, but when you start practicing the amazing of the connection, okay, that this separation, okay, it's this magical separations is in there. It's testing the connection. And when a doubt comes in, right, that is the eye opening for the connection. And some of the people they are getting into this. Oh, my twin left me. What should I do? Fear of abandonment kicks in. Fear of never it's gonna hold, and so on and so on and so on. And the communication is a key. You have to say how you feel, why you feel, what is this, well, how is that, and it's so on. Proper communications.
mm,
Okay? Because soul energy is a soul energy. But when you reach to that soul energy of the internal peace between the two souls, guess what the collective soul is going to do? Well, you guys have to manifest it down there and you have to face it everything in a totally, you're going to face the same things, same issues, but you're going to face it in a totally different directions. Can you maintain the internal peace of the soul? can you maintain these vibrations so you can practice them down into the 3D? Because everyone wants this beautiful energy that it's up on the 7D, all these angelic energies, and it's so on, and so on, and so on, right? Everyone wants to have this presence. What they don't get it, that the present it's you until 3D, you manifesting in. But yeah, you were right about those fears and so on with it. And um, what is your kind of like things that you see? What is it the main reasons that people don't want to cross that path from needs to evolution, in your own words, in a way?
Good question. I want to say one thing
Okay.
on the fears, because
Mm-hmm.
what I've seen is, everyone who's in separation has had their fear manifest. That's what I want to say. Everyone who keeps being in separation, it's because they are afraid that separation will last forever. And so you're creating your fear. You're creating your worst case scenario. Whatever is here in the mind will be projected out onto your reality. So
That's
if you're
true.
if you're thinking of it, it's going to happen. So if you're walking in the twin flame union with the third energy, co-creative energy, source creative energy, and you're holding a charge of a fear, you're carrying that fear with you into the future and you're going to see that come to fruition. What you need to do is get really, really silent and be with that fear until you're no longer afraid. You have to say, hello, fear. Hi. Hi, fear. And be with that fear. Hi. Okay, where do I feel that fear in my body? Okay, I feel it a little bit in my heart. I feel it aching in my solar plexus. I feel a little tingling in my hands. Hard to breathe. And really, really be with it like that for a long time, not just a little bit. Like you have to sit with it. I am afraid. Say it out loud. I am afraid. I'm afraid that I'll be alone forever. I am afraid to die. I am afraid to be fully seen. I am afraid to be fully seen and not fully loved for who I am. I am afraid of my thinking. I am afraid if I what I think will come to be. I am afraid to speak my truth. I'm afraid that I will not be loved if I speak my truth. Okay, so all of these fears, that's what you're coming into union with. That's what's creating the separation. I'm
Mm-hmm.
afraid that, I'll be left. All right, where does all these sit in the body? How does it feel to sit with the fear? And how long, can you sit with that without going on this or going on the laptop, turning on the TV, calling a friend, smoking or drinking or whatever? How long can you? I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm.
I fear. What is it that you want to tell me, fear?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want me to know and understand about myself? How long have I been carrying this fear? All right. How long have I been afraid? And all right, I've been afraid since I was, and then I'm just gonna pick a number. Like, been afraid since I was 7. All right, what happened at 7? All right, somebody died, so became afraid of death. Um, my mom and dad separated and divorced, so I was afraid of love ending. Um, I experienced bullying for who I am, so I'm afraid that I will not be loved for who I am if I show my true self.
Mm-hmm.
So, all these things, tracing them back to their origin, where did they
To
start?
the roots.
To the roots, yeah. And then, okay, well, maybe you had a rough birth. Maybe it's that far back. Then you have to work on, and then find some good healers, find some good therapists, and not these angelic reader type of healers that'll read, some kind of Archangel Michael is helping you to whatever. That's not going to do shit for you. You need body work. You need body work. You need to work on the meridians, the etheric body, the emotional body, the mental body, your emotional body, and your sexual body if you have sexual trauma, your spiritual body, and your astral body if you're not connected to your dreams, if you're not dreaming every night. These are the things, you need to
Yeah.
work on the dream chakra in the back of the head. These are the things that we need to work on as twin flames.
Mm-hmm.
These are this is at the core of the twin flame evolution. If we're not done those things, then we're gonna bring a wonky ass Merkaba into the union. It's gonna spin freaking sideways
Mm-hmm.
into separation, and
Yeah.
that's what's happening for a lot of these. And so it comes back to it comes back to are you vibrating at that co-creator consciousness, because it takes a lot of responsibility to hold that energy. And you
Mm-hmm.
can be in separation and live in the same house.
Oh, you can be next to each other and you can be 1,000 miles apart. So we already know that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But got another questions that pop out in me. You were talking about the third energy, the co-creation's energy when it comes in,
Yeah.
and I sense that, but I want to kind of like hear your perspective in there. See, when the ignition state comes in, like everything, and now the third energy comes in within the two people, and the one can try to manifest the positiveness, the pink glasses, the love, and so on, and the other one, it's what? Try to manifest its fears. So now, some other people have to realize that consciously or subconsciously, okay, people are manifesting not only the dreams, but that they're also manifesting their fears. Oh, my twin flame's gonna abandon me. Oh, my twin flames are gonna talk to me. Oh, my this, that. Oh, my this, and because guess what? If you're operating from kind of like a pink glasses, you put yourself, too much into the blah 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 blah, and so on. If you operate in your fears, you manifest in your fears, and then the things doesn't happen. So actually, what that does is, I wanted to secure your perspectives in there. Then I'm gonna come back and jump down, and we're gonna go from there and see how things are.
Yeah. I just had a lot of coffee, so I'm realizing I'm talking a lot when you press a button. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's the the rose tinted glasses and the fear. They have to meet in the middle, of course. Because one is delusional and the other is fearful. Both of those are imbalanced. One is too much in the light, and one is too much in the darkness. See, they have to come to the balance of both light and dark, and then co-creation happens. Um, but you said the third energy ignites, activates, then they begin to create a shared unified field together. They feel one another, they have telepathy, they have synchronicity, the universe is co-creating with them, everything is hunky-dory, awesome sauce, like the universe is cheering us on. And it's just saying that, how fucking magical, pardon my French,
Mm-hmm.
you know it's this connection once it's at that place,
Mm-hmm.
where they are in alignment. um but then they experience that beauty of that exalted state of consciousness, and then it all comes down, like you said, and they have to work their way back up again. That's when the communication kind of needs to, yeah, it needs to come together. It needs to come like, okay, what are we working with down here? What do
Mm-hmm.
you, what do, can I see what you have in your luggage? And you see what I have in my luggage. Can I look at yours? You look at mine. Okay, well, this is what we're working with. You know?
Yeah, what actually we're experiencing, we're there to share. We actually share it in our channel with Paulina, but the internal peace. See, the divine is going to bring the internal peace. So the peace between the black and the white, the fears and the all this, you're going to find out that they're both delusional because living on fear, it's illusions. There's something is where it's not it,
Yeah,
while you imagining on a base of your imaginations of what love is, and then one of those two, as you said, that's the proper way. When they meet, they start to operate from peace because something is not in peace, they want to make it into a peace. And
yeah,
then from the piece, actually, it's got this little I don't know how to explain it. As a feeling or as an energy, it's got this awakeness and awareness that it comes in. Is like it creates this magic.
yeah,
Okay, it creates this magic, and all of a sudden, like the one sees the positive, the other sees the negative, but all of a sudden, this energy is still progressive. This energy is working itself out. This energy is coming, okay, maybe you're not going to get this, but you're going to get something else. But all of a sudden, it's like, what about we can see if we can get this? Or can we wait all of a sudden that the energies to align because we are co creating? Something was not created, has to be created to comes into us. And here is that the power of the soul connections comes in and maintains that balance. It maintains that peace. It maintains that in there. And then all of a sudden, you're beginning to not to manifest the pink glasses or manifesting the fears. You're beginning to create creations. It comes in. So it's a very interesting. With all this, but I still see some people they're not ready for co-creation.
no,
I talked to some of the people there, and what it does is they still waiting an outside source to fix them. You
yeah,
you said right. The people have to go to some teacher, some coach, and so on. But the quality of the coach has to be a one thing primarily.
absolutely,
Look in you, face you, sees you. And here's why the people they don't want to. The people want to have the sugar pill.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hey, give me some this energy of Reiki. Give me that aromatherapy. Give me some this sound bath, or give me some this meditations and so on in there. Or let me go get some mushroom.
yeah.
All right.
Or what is my star seed name?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Have a session with me and get a free dragon.
Yeah.
Uh, have a session with me and you get to ride your astral unicorn. It's and it's
That's what the people are. It's yeah, you're
that's what
right.
they want. So they want that delusional, some kind of fantasy fluff, rather than actually work with what needs to be worked with. So they they think they want a twin flame, they think they want a soul connection, they think they want soul alchemy, you know. But when you give them, all right, some delusional bullshit or the real deal, um two delusional bullshit please, one for me and one for my friend. You know.
Hey, that reminds me
and,
about the
and I'll
Matrix.
pay double, I'll pay double, you know, I'll pay double.
That reminds me about there was this movie, very old movie, Love Potion Number Nine. It's about homeopathic medicine. And you know exactly what I'm referring. If you've been watching the movie, you know exactly. I'm pretty good at movies. Okay, I love movies. I used
Yeah.
to, lately has not been a great movies in there, but here is like you know they comes in and you're like Morpheus. Would you like the blue pill or you want the right one? The one you're gonna be taking and forget about it to ever have the conversations. You can stay in your illusions. The other one, it's got all the answers. You already seek into it. So that's what the peoples are, and very interesting in the movie about the Morpheus. Morpheus is actually the that coach that you need that
Yeah.
doesn't give a crap, and he just bombard you with everything they can, makes you strong, and he's like, it's right behind, yeah. But that's why the people they want, as you said, you know, like this. And later on, they comes in and says like, well, dear, why did my things has not been moved? Why did the things has not been? What is it this and so on? And they stay in the depressions and the trauma and the drama that actually they now using that energy that was awakening. It doesn't matter if you're a catalyst, soul connections, twin flame, or that doesn't matter. It's a matter about how you progress in it, what do you do with it, with the
Yeah.
gift that has been given to you to be awakened. And now we see some people still turn trauma and trauma after all those years. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, and
They go to a Facebook group and they say, they literally write down their alchemical magic right there in the post, like my twin. They don't even use names or anything in it, you know. My twin, like red flag attachment, does not want to speak to me. All right, all right, so that's your reality. Your twin flame does not want to speak to you, you know, and that's what they're going to experience. And they write it again next week, the week after, the week after that, and they talk about it to anyone who wants to listen. Oh, you know, he's got all these problems, she's got all these problems, this or that, and blah 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 blah, magic 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 magic, bad magic, you know.
but they're manifesting the energy.
And yeah, absolutely. And the
The
third energy
words.
is coming in. They feel, I feel him having sex with somebody else. But I am here talking in a Facebook group. Maybe stop talking in the Facebook group and he would not have sex with somebody else. You
That's
know?
true.
Who knows?
That's true. But here is the thing that when the people start writing in there, my twin, my twin, my twin, my twin, not, what do they do is they take that energy and they adding more into that negative energy.
Yeah,
They adding into
amplifying
it,
it.
amplifying it, and poor twin flame feels that
Yeah,
that negative energy, you know, lack of communications, don't want to get started, or looking at it there, the missing of the love, the fear of approach, and
yeah,
so on. When you stop talking, as your twin flames talking, stop talking, and they don't want to communicate. You stop talking, right?
yeah,
So you stop chasing, they stop running.
yeah.
And all of a sudden, if it's meant to be,
It'll be. It'll be.
if it's not, oh well, the universe says, like, oh, this will never talk again.
Finito finale.
Finito finale. And here is another one, and you're like, what? Another connection? No. Or
Here we
yes.
go again.
Yeah.
Better call Mel and in the astral and get a new helmet like Ulf had to. He told me like, Ulf, you're gonna keep having these connections until you get it right. And how many have you had now? I'm like, oh my god.
He's like, yeah. You're talking about him right now, and I was looking at here the speed. It's 1111 kilo bypass speed of the video feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah,
He
right.
used to say it takes one to know one. It takes one to know one. And that's where you need to go with your coach. That's where you need to go with your community. Talk to other people who's really in this connection, who's maybe even a few steps ahead of you,
Hmm.
who's got they don't need to have the same belief systems. You could be Catholic, they could be Muslim, but if they're a few steps ahead of you on the path, it doesn't really matter. You can learn from them,
Oh
right?
yeah, you can learn. Actually, I had some clients of different religions, and one of those, when I'm there with different religions, and that it's the one that like the biggest no-no in the world can exist, right?
Yeah.
But it's like we're both feeling it.
Yeah.
We're both feeling it.
I've
What
had a
can we
client
do?
with I had a
What can we
client with
do?
a twin flame that was a different religion, and they were how to okay, how are we gonna, you know, because the parents is a big deal when you're highly religious, like how am I going to bring someone with a different
Um,
religion home to my parents who's very strict or orthodox, and then like, oh my god. And then
so it
the
depends
third
of
energy the
yeah,
third
yeah.
energy comes in and supports that. It helps if you can work with it, free of fear, and stand in your love.
No, they were talking about within this and that, and I told them just go and pick it up another third country that they don't really worry about who you are, what you are, and so forth, and you can go there, establish yourselves.
Yeah.
You need to understand that one of the path of the twin flames is to understand the religion, understand and appreciate the religions. But you have to also develop the proper spirituality or the religion, because religion in there, particularly when you look at it, the way the religion word in Latin comes in, is a controlled spirituality. Okay. So when we sent it within the twin flames, in there, I gave them the one of the best advice. Move to another country. He moves to the same country. You guys have problem. Oh, you don't. Oh, parents maybe have to cut off the bloodlines because you're the black sheep.
Yeah.
Okay, you may have to break these patterns because if it those two different cultures, they're clashing, but they are both talking about love, but they're clashing when the love is present. I
Yeah.
mean, we can challenging a lot of the religious situations in there. And I haven't been lately been picking poking into this, but as we are talking about that, in the front of that spiritual love, when it comes in, it ignites. Nothing stand away. Nothing. Nada.
But I'm Real Madrid and my wife is Barcelona. I don't. What can we do?
There is one thing that says, because here in Spain, okay, uh, it's very interesting that it's incredible country if you have to comes in as a culture. Everyone is accepting you as who you are.
Yeah.
Okay, they are accepting you. They resolve their religious issues here in Spain. Okay, and it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, and so on and so on and so on. I mean, of course, there's always going to be the people who are
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
that's in every camp in
yeah,
every country,
you can escape out of that.
every city.
But what we're talking about here in Spain, they accept you as a human first. And that right there, it's priceless. This is
Yeah.
one of the reasons in there why I choose to come here to Spain. I mean, the first thing that I came into Spain, the very first time when I came to Spain, I was like in Chicago, and I was just in this, like back in my boom and so on. I like, I'm gonna go to Spain on vacations. I'm gonna go to Bilbao. I want to see the real negative blood type, the biggest populations on Earth. I'm gonna go ahead and see that. I want to go feel it in there. And guess what I found out? And I look at it, one of my posts, and years later, after we connect with Paulina, years later, it's like, wow, the inner peace is unbelievable. I did not know that I should have been coming earlier, you know. So now, being in Spain, living in the Spain, and so on, the inner peace here, the resolving of the conflict that was after so many years in here, you cannot replace that. You can't. You know, it's just the energy here. It's unbelievably peaceful. Unbelievably peaceful. Particularly where we are.
And watermelon, lots of watermelon.
We don't grow any watermelons in here yet, but I got some peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers in there. Of course, we have some olive tree. We have some lemon trees. We have some almonds.
Naranja.
Yeah. We're working on but the oranges and tangerines and mandarins is like, I mean, you can just go buy 10 kilos for €5 and, closest gas stations of the highway can just get it, the whole sack out of it. They're very cheap. Yeah. Because pretty much everyone has them. It's like, it's not like, I mean, you can grow your own self, so you don't have to buy it in there, but still, I mean, I can basically driving like 5 minutes away from here. There is the plants in there. I can just go there and tell them, hey, give me some 10 kilos.
How much is the steak per kilo?
It's 50
Like,
cents.
what?
50 cents per kilo. It's €5 one bag of 10 kilos. You're driving through the gas stations in Spain. They're selling them in big giant sacks.
Tell me, why am I living in Norway again? I mean,
Uh, maybe I should be like this Facebook or this TikTok videos. Habibi, come to Spain, Habibi.
Habibi, gasoline has been, 10 euro a gallon here, like €10 a gallon.
I think I filled it up yesterday for €1.58 a liter.
Yeah, that's all right.
So
It was 20, 20, so that would be like €2 for a liter here.
mhm.
So yeah,
I see some the people even I see some of the people worldwide right now. They worry about survival.
yeah.
And when they worry about survival in there, they're not focused on how can I remove this fear of survival? How can I remove all this junk in there? Hi, Karen. Glad to see you here. And how can I get into this things and so on and so on with it? And what are you chasing? A butterfly?
A bee.
Oh, a bee. Hey, the bees love. Okay, she tries to give you love. But when we're talking about, unless you're allergic to bees,
No, they're medicine, but I don't want to get stung on alive.
That would be a fun. No, she's gonna go away.
Yeah, there she goes. I'm just gonna open the window even more.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. So, talking about this survival in there, what is more important for you to survive? You're gonna know that at some point of time and space, you're gonna leave this body.
Yeah,
So, what is more important to survive? Your soul, your spirit. You can learn the experience. Do you want to survive that experience, or you want to carry it to the same fears over and over, and reincarnate over and over? So, the people right now, uh, of course, they have to kind of like be mindful, but not worry. They have
yeah,
to be thinking about it, but they have to reach deeply within the soul and the spirit to give them guidance. And that's what the part of the spirit is. But when these things happen, guess what? The first thing people drop is the spiritual center, the spirituality, the church, and they go like, okay, I have to go find a job. I gotta get the money. I have to put food on the table. I don't have money. I don't have this. I don't have food. I don't have. And they manifested, I don't have,
yeah.
instead of focusing there in the spirit. But hopefully the people's going to learn of this perspective with this. So, any kind of like suggestions for the people how to overcome that, in your standpoint, or so, your words in a way?
Well, I know my wife wish I would worry more, that I would be have more fear of survival. Um, and that's where my feminine energy, comes in strong, and I lean into the void and trust. And for the most part, that always works out. You
Mm-hmm.
know, a client comes in, um, um, some money comes in from, I don't know, the U.S. government, or tax return, or something happens. Like, um, we are provided for in some way,
Mm-hmm.
and so I keep trusting. But yeah, it's hard. It's harder when you have kids than when I didn't have kids, or anyone to provide for. Then it
Mm-hmm.
was, then I didn't worry about it at all. Now I kind of have to like plan a little bit more, think, make a live, advertise myself, be present, and be out there so that my people can find me,
Mm-hmm.
so I can be in alignment. But yeah, I think, you know the fear of death is, that's like the big one. That's the big one, the fear of death, and that's why they're pushing it. War, somebody's gonna press the bomb button, or this or that, and we're all gonna, the atomic bomb,
Mm-hmm.
duck and cover, the fear. They talk about it all the time. I was at the gym earlier today, and then I hear on the news, um this spring has been more murders in Oslo than ever before, and it's completely random. Like,
Oh.
and I'm like, oh my god, shut up. I turned off the radio, and I put my Bluetooth on, and like my own music, and I'm like, oh, shut up.
Yeah. Well, the fear of death is actually one of the biggest one. Some of the people, particularly if you've been going through really, I'm not talking about uh, just like that, because this is a near-death experience. It's talking about the dark night of the soul.
Yeah.
When they know that, when they see this and they know what's going on in there, I mean, even from the spiritual world, they tell you if somebody destroys the lives on earth, we know what to do with them. And I'm like, okay, tell me what are you gonna be doing with them? I'm interested. I want to know, man. I'm just curious. I'm dying out in here. And they're like, oh, so easy. We're sending them to a black hole. They're sitting there. We're collecting all those people into this black hole. And then for billions of years, they're spinning around there like crazy until, they put everything together and then deciding that they have to get together so they can create life on the planets. They're going to create the planets. They're going to create life so they can learn what does it take to create life on Earth. So don't worry about that. You don't have to worry about them. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. You're going to be going to another planet. Okay, that is not that is just another level of beginning, right? When you go through the dark night of the soul, it's different in there. But I was just sitting there, I was like laughing my butt off and all that. And during this kind of like situations, it was very funny. We talked with people before and talking about that, the center of the Milky Way, it's a black hole, right?
Yeah.
And they confirmed that like 2 years ago, and I'm like, yes, they were right. These spiritual guys, they were right. They gave me this information. I knew it, right? But in a way, this is kind of like a remove the stress of the survival. Because when we're looking at the survival right now, they are, at least to me, they teaching us is go grow your own food, go find your have a multiple professions, Dio. You can be doing this, you can do that today, this today, that. It doesn't have to be one thing. So don't have to worry about survival. You have enough. You are all set within this. You guys have enough, both of you, that you don't have to work in the next 15 years, for example. Okay? Right? But we also have to be here as an example. Okay? And giving the people hope so they can believe in themselves, so they can look and work on themselves with that hope, and they're going to get better. And that's what I think it is. I know that you're doing a very great things. I was going to ask you, you're studying something. I still didn't get the name. So you're studying something. I'm interested to tell me a
Yeah.
few things about these studies. Nobody knows that I'm going to ask you this question, by the way.
I'm gonna hold that question, but I still want to talk about what you were talking a little bit about.
Okay.
Like the near death experience you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Sure.
do you think people have to have a near death experience to remove the fear of death, or do you think the dark night of the soul to completion is enough of a process to remove the fear of death? Or do you think they have to have an ego death or some shamanic experience or
No, actually, in order to get to that level, particularly we're talking about the near-death experiences. The near-death experience, particularly with the medical ways, somehow, some way, you lost desire to live. And why, like, you end up in that hospital, they lead you to that. And they say, like, no, 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 it's not your time. Come back.
yeah,
While the dark night of the soul is this is where divine comes in and gives you all the goodies, right? But you want to manipulate those goodies and you want your twin, right? But your twin doesn't come, doesn't happen, doesn't talk to you, doesn't pay attention. Yeah, right? And then you hate the divine. And then you go against God, go against the divine Holy Spirit. And they tell you, you need to stop this shit. You need to stop this. And you're angry, right? And then they say, okay, you think you are in power? No, you're not. We're gonna switch us off. So they switch us off. You really experience a near death experience. You wake up and you try to look at what happened the last time. You don't see anything. It's all white. But you got different knowledge. You have different energy. You have different things. So it doesn't matter what you're trying to do and so on. The dark night of the soul is experience based out of the spiritualities with the divine, which is they are telling you there is no death as you thinking is a death in there. Nobody really is going to die. Even they say it in the Star Wars.
Yes, Obi-Wan.
We're all here. We're all here. We never left,
Yeah.
right? But the thing is that when you go through this experience and you're getting into that through that process of dark night of the soul, the dark night of the soul brings revelations. And then
Turn
you
into the force, you will.
oh wow, I couldn't imagine you imitating Yoda. Oh God, that was a the May the Fourth be with you. Yeah, I love the May. My actually character that I love from Star Wars has always been Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I know.
Obi-Wan, yeah, he's a great coach, great
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah, man. Even the Jedi's have coaches. You know,
Hmm.
we have to learn about the Force, and it's the same for the third energy. The third energy is the Force. You know,
The
we have to
third
learn
energy
about.
is the force, but until you learn it how to really appreciate the gift, okay, you begin to use it not like for example, use the force like oh, I forgot my coffee downstairs. That's not for the purpose. Yes,
Yeah.
it's the same thing with here in spirituality. It's not to use the twin flame for certain things. I see some people who trying to use the the twin flame for a lot of businesses, and so on. Even right now, if you go and search into twin flame, who is the twin flames and so on, you will see some people they have nothing to do with twin flame, but they use the title.
They
Only
can't teach you anything about twin flames.
they only do some meditations and do some things and so on and so on. Where is the force teaching for the twin flame? It's not
Where's
there.
the third energy? Where's the alchemy? Where's the connection? You know,
Yeah.
no, no. It's just
Were you both now at your soul's journey, and how do you look back to your journey? Oh, we have a question on the channel from Karen. Oh, soul's journey. Go ahead. I'm gonna have you answer that first. I'm gonna go after that.
on my soul's journey. Well, I look around me in the world and I see that if we look to the Bible, we're pretty much in Revelations right now. You know, we're at the last pages of the great book. Um, but within me, there's peace. Within me, there's trust. Within me, there's faith. Within me, there is a door to the divine. Around me is proof of my connection to the divine. Um, and I'm in my embodiment stage where I am learning to embody everything that I was shown in the exalted state of consciousness.
Mm, mm,
Everything that was brought down into the underworld, and I am basically Hades coming back to this world with Persephone in springtime to enjoy the summer of love. That's the best way I can
Mm.
describe it. And I'm still doing the work. I'm still facing myself. I'm still working on patterns, programs, traumas. I'm still challenging myself to expand and evolve, and I'm loving every minute of it. I am I am challenged, but I'm loving it. That that's where I am, and I'm very grateful to be talking to Dio, um, to have a connection with Dio and Polina, who are also traversing this path of a shared unified field together, creating at the level that they are creating. And because we are few and far and few between, right? That's the American saying. Like, we are not, there are not many, and there are even fewer in connection, working in unison as a shared unified field, communicating, growing and evolving, spiritually accountable, spiritually mature enough to, you know, look at ourselves and work through this alchemy and be
Mm-hmm.
in this process together. And so I feel very blessed to have communication with Dio and Polina, and I know Mary feels the same way because sometimes you ask yourself, because it takes one to know one, like Mel said.
Mm-hmm.
You ask yourself, is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide. No escape from reality.
Uh,
You know?
Good words, good words. Karen, to answer your question, in there, we're continuing in the soul journey. You know my soul journey probably uh, to we know each other for a very long time. I'm glad that you pumped that up in there. Dude, I'm feeling into my soul journey. Right now, the path of the soul journey is asking me to perform, to see it things, to upgrade it things, to stop certain things, to not overlook certain things. And a funny thing was in there that we were talking about. I don't know. It was like yesterday or the day before in there, and I'm looking to Paulina. It's like she said things that I used to say, and I said things that she used to say. But those are the things about a little challenges that we had. So we kind of like swap the sides, right? And it's like all of a sudden it's like, here is you're in the proper soul journey. That is one of the signs of the proper soul journey when you actually beginning to understand the consciousness of the other one. And you see it, that consciousness that it's coming in, okay? Because it's more easy to kind of like the situation stuff in there to be kind of like during challenges moments is like okay to be or not to be or whatever it is, right? Because there was a lot of energy of duality, there was a lot of energies that was not really processed in there, and all of a sudden this energy just comes in and just like let me swap you for a little bit. Let me change you for a little bit for a change. Okay? So you guys can have this mirroring twin flame in a proper way. And then you're like, man, the divine is really know what they're doing, right? So this is it in there, and of course there is always help is given when there is some challenges. Okay, but from that there's a lot of growth, and you need to understand that the bigger the problem, the bigger the miracle. Well, most people they don't want to hear problem, they don't want to hear challenges. They only want to know about one thing. Oh, when my twin flame comes in, everything's going to be like a butter and honey, right? Karen, it's like calibrating the energy or awareness. Actually, it's both. Because when the calibrating in there with the energy fields starts happening, it calibrates different awareness. And the different awareness does not anymore missing things. Is not anymore like as we are talking about with Wolf, have the pink glasses and the other one is like and the fears, right? Now you don't overlook the pink glasses, but you don't overlook even the fears. So it's beginning into this magical, unified consciousness, but at the same time is expansion that happens at the same time. So it's a very beautiful moment because both individuals understand that expansion. And then you find out, okay, I'm in the right place, I'm in the right situations, I'm in the right things. And then you begin to understand that from within yourself, it's like, okay, I have to maintain the balance. Okay? There's balance in the force, right? In there, as we're talking about in there. So yes, it's happening, Karen. It's happening in all the places. Because when you expand on something, something else expands something, something else expands something, and then expansion has happened in there. But one thing about expansion, here is it's coming. That every time you expand, you are facing void. You are experiencing this dark matter because in the universe, the material universe is about 25%. So we have another 25%. I'm given a kind of like a representation number, but the number's a little bit different. It's about dark matter. So the universe is like this, then the dark matter is coming around, then everything else is void. So every time you make an expansion, what are you touching? Dark matter, right? But if you're in a dark matter, what are you touching? The void. What is a void? Opportunities. Opportunities to grow, opportunities to expand, to have a space for it to expand. And that's what it is about it. And that's what leading by example as expansion, even to be stretched like this big giant rubber, like, oh, you can stretch a little bit more. Oh, you feel good with that, but you can take more. Oh, let's stretch out a little bit more. And like, how long are you gonna stretch? Until you become liquid. You're not anymore rubber. You become liquid. It just whatever you put me, that's what I fit. Whatever I can go, I can fit. Because I'm a liquid right now. I'm not anymore this masculine macho. It's gonna be my way. It's the only way, my way. Right?
Like Bruce Lee said, be what, my friend, be what.
Yeah, but it's very very interesting to me. People learning all this. People listening to this. but they don't put it into their consciousness. They don't put it into their belief system. They don't put it into their awareness. And they come in and complain, whining, and moaning about it. Why? Okay, you know the things. Why not practice it? I don't know. But you already learned this. Why not there, which is in there? Why not working on it?
I heard there was a sugar pill. Uh, will we be getting I really just magic pill or something? Is the because yeah, that's not gonna work for me. So where's the line for the sugar pills, please? That's all I want. A sugar pill and my twin flame, please.
Yeah, that's what the people wanted. They were really ready to pay humongous money just so they cannot do it this. Well, in the reality, and that's what is rare.
And the sugar pill people that are selling that shit, twin flame sugar pill people online, they're like driving a Rolls Royce or like they're making cash, big money selling, magical unicorns and dragons to people. And nobody's even seen those unicorns or dragons.
You have
They-
to appreciate them. Those
yeah,
kind of people, you have to appreciate them. Do you know
yeah.
why?
They're showing us what's possible, man, if we just go to the dark side, my friend. You see, I hear come to the dark side.
We have the
We have
cookies.
cookies.
oh, that was a cute one. No, you have to appreciate those kind of people because they help us out. Let me tell you why they help us out. Uh,
Feel your anger, Luke.
no, they help us out because that way, if you look at it in these positions, they seeding out the fruits from the thorns. They can get all the thorns they want, hands down with
Yep.
that. But we are getting other people that are coming and getting into what they need to be. That is the difference in there. Because
If
in
you're a
the
twin flame coach coaching real twin flames, you're not going to be rich anyways. Because how many twin flames are there on this planet? Certainly
mm,
not 144,000. You know, it's, how many of them are there who's willing to do the work? I mean, okay, so we're going to get. You're not going to get rich from doing that. You got to have a side gig as opposed to, and then you're going to get the real ones and you're going to get fruition and joy and elation and connection from working with the real ones like we do. We there's nothing like talking to a real deal twin flame like we are now. What's going on here, there's nothing like that. If they're not in a connection, or if they're not having that consciousness or on the path, you're not, anything that you have to say or teach, it's not gonna, you're not, none of those seeds are gonna fall into a soil. They're just not gonna be able to receive it at all. It's just gonna be words to them, like with no meaning at all whatsoever. And but when you meet a real deal twin flame and you're sitting there in a connection with a client that's going through the process in a shared unified field, growing and evolving, you're going to know exactly the right words to say from your higher self that they need to support their journey. You're going to know exactly, what they need in order for them to elevate to the next level of their journey. And they're going to appreciate you in a way that you would never be appreciated by someone who's not on the path. They're so the feeling I get when I walk out of my sessions with a real deal twin flame client,
That's
there's
called different talks. That's called different voice. And
there's nothing like it.
no, even
It's like meeting a long lost family member. You just mesh. You just connect,
no,
you
it's
know?
not only connect. It's flow.
Yeah,
It's flow.
absolutely. Yeah.
The thing is that when you actually are helping the person, let's say the person for some reason it's afraid of something, rejects something, or so on, and then you tell him like, well, this is your work. Go ahead and face it. See what it does. What is this is gonna open for you? People who have done exactly that, incredible stuff happens to them. Okay. And then the people who are working on themselves and they build this their lives and so on and so on, they're doing okay. The people that I've been talking, let's say like I had somebody connected to me for a very long time. I told them what to do, and they connected back to me. It's like, but there is nothing changed here. I understand this, I understand that, and so on. Nothing changed. And I'm like, did you change? Did you face your fears? Did you develop something new? No. You hang on to your luggage, to your past. What happened? And this is why that you cannot move forward without evolutions of that if you're holding to a trauma, drama, or something that happens in the past, or family karma, for example, and all that stuff in there. You have to learn to let it go. And sometimes the universe is asking you to learn let it go when your connection, soul connection, or your igniter or catalyst or so on, twin flame doesn't want to talk to you. They're just like, here's your baby, universe. So we can do about it. As you cannot do anything more than it. And then the universe is like, oh, learn to learn to let it go. You learn how to accept other things. You learn how to do this. But there's some more stuff to do. But there are more things in it. Right? There you go. There you go, dear. Here's your situations. We mixed a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and go on. And that's how it goes. But it's funny that it's like how it works. But when you start getting into this, you also have some good things. You have a good fun. You also have a good um, in there. You have a good different fulfillment in life because they tell you, okay, here's what opportunity is gonna come in, but don't act prematurely. Here is the things that you can do, but you gotta be aware of. So you see how the guidance is in there. Karen, looking back to your journey, what is the thing that you most appreciate or are proud of you have achieved? Oh God, proud. I don't want to say proud, but I want to say thankful that came out in the public as a twin flame and did a lot of stuff and hopefully that experience helping a lot of people. I think instead of pride, yeah, no, but personal satisfaction, appreciations that people are better. I think that to me is a achievement that is reached. I don't know, Wolf. How would you take that?
I agree. Um, Personal satisfaction and contentment and joy. I mean, Teal Swan made a twin flame video in 2014 that I didn't agree upon, and so I stepped up on my soapbox and I spoke my truth. And my mentor Mel made a video where he gave me a shout out, and right then and there I knew this is what I meant to do. Over the years I talked some shit. I you know should have kept my mouth shut many times, and I didn't. I was growing and evolving in front of an audience publicly. At times I was not ashamed, but a little bit embarrassed. And then I made some changes, and I grew and I evolved. And I'm grateful that I kept doing it. People come and people go in this community as teachers, but the OGs, the original Gangsta Twin Flames, they're still up there. Lee and Sherry, I want to give a shout out to them, and Dio is still here. And my first video I saw of Dio was, I think, 2015, 2016. So, it's been over 10 years now. So we have a decade to celebrate together in this community. And we've seen them come and go. And i think I think Dio's going to be here in 10 years. I think I'm going to be here in 10 years, and we're still going to be talking about what's happening in this evolution of soul connection that we are experiencing, first and foremost within ourselves and this alchemy, and then also in a sacred union. And I'm grateful that I'm still here, and I, 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 I'm going to be connecting with Lee and Sherry too for live. 'Cause I wanna connect all the old ones again. I wanna bring us all back there up when they Google search or they search for Twin Flame. I want our names to be coming up there again. You know, with the information that we have.
Um, I
I want
don't. Yeah, that's the proper way in there. That's the proper things. But when
as a community.
yeah,
You know,
this is gonna be some good things. We have a lot more. No idea what is gonna happen within the community. Of course, it's time to evolution and it's time to grow up, go big, or go home. It's
absolutely.
in there. But we're gonna see some this after all this sitting out in a way, like what happened to TFU. Okay, I don't really love to talk to them about it in there. Um, but you know exactly who I'm referring to, right?
Yeah.
In there, you gotta be thankful for those kind of like people because they are actually helping you to show what is not.
Yeah.
Okay, what is not and what is and so on, and we're still here.
Still here, man.
We're still here. There was one hilarious part of a movie about in here, but I won't share it.
Like I spoke with Polina a while back too, because she was we were she was helping me with my studies a little bit,
Hmm.
and we talked a little bit about the this journey afterwards. You can't help but talk about it with someone who's a real deal one. It's gonna be there right there below the surface. So you know, and we talked a little bit about the community. And when you're in your divine blueprint and when you're doing what we're doing, there's no longer competition. There's collaboration. And you know i feel I feel 10 years ago there was a lot of like competition. There was collaboration for sure between a lot of us. And but yeah, for sure there was a little bit of healthy competition, but right now I feel like that collaboration and community is what wants to come through now. It's going to take a new energy. It's going to take new concepts.
Mm, I mean, yeah, this is actually it's coming up. We were even talking about astrology wise, even that my teacher also confirms this in astrology. Okay, you know who he is, uh, and I'm gonna be seeing him in a month personally. What it does is that deep transformations that it's coming right now is about stop with the half truths, stop with the half things, stop with this programming, stop with this. It's time to grow, mature, evolve, and be real. And now you were going to see somehow the people all of a sudden is going to be shifting of this. Get out of this shadow into the light, to the open. I mean, we're talking about this will start happening into actually the real world, right? Epstein files.
Yeah,
Okay, but when we are talking about, we're also talking about in a personal experience, people beginning to understand that no more half, you know what I'm talking about as an American, job. You cannot do that. Either or, and do it. Just do it, man.
just
Uh,
do it.
yeah, that
Put on
was
your Nikes, man. Just do it.
no. Actually, this just do it came in from a football coach from Georgia who got mad in an insurance company. He created an insurance company and so on, and he developed. He's got this speech. The name of the speech is "Just Do It," and the name it's Art Williams. Hopefully, you remember it. I wish like everyone in Twin Flame community should go watch that because he is like, I love my wife, but sometimes I don't like her. He's talking about this typical American Southern in there, and he's like, he was talking about, particularly is this is very interesting in there. It's like because he doesn't have a manners, right? And she kicks him under the table. It's like, uh, he's like, what? You don't have a manners, it's just kind of like this, right? But I love her. It's the only woman I had. I fell in love with her when I was at the third grade, and she's the only one woman of my life, right? We were talking about how he built this empire because he is a billionaire. He took down on the biggest companies, and his story is incredible, right? He built all this, but he started by himself because he wanted to go have something to fight for it. And I think that Twin Flames here, we don't have something to fight for it. We understand we don't have to fight. We understand that we have to evolve, and evolutions creates the fight that you need to win. So we are a little bit evolved on that portion, and I wish that Art Williams knew about this years back in there. But we were talking about this. This is what the Twin Flames it's coming to face. It's coming into face. Okay, it's coming into face, and a lot of the people hold on to something doesn't work. They have to learn how to let it go, so the new things coming in. And there, but until that happens with this, uh, the good thing is that what our experiences in here we're talking about is the evolutionary human soul relationships. This is going to establish a pattern for the next generations after us. Because whatever happens to you and Mary right now, it's going to be passed on to your kids, right? It's going to be passing to your kids one way or another. And,
Absolutely.
so,
And that brings me to what I'm studying.
yeah.
I'm studying Gestalt therapy,
Mm-hmm.
which means I'm also going to therapy. I'm going to coaching. I've been studying Gestalt coaching. I'm going to be studying Gestalt therapy this fall for the next 3 years. So I'll have 5 years of studies in total when I'm done. But and I take a deep breath. I hear when I say that. But yeah, it's so transformational because I experienced some grief and loss a few years back in 2022,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to bother my friends with it, and I wanted to speak to somebody who had confidentiality clause.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and saw a therapist, the Gestalt therapist, and she just you know the method was just so profound to me, and I realized this is exactly what I'm missing for my clients and to for my writing, for my authorship, for everything. This is the final piece. So from that horrible experience came the the path onwards. The way forward came through that horrible experience, and that's higher self, that's the universe, that's this twin flame path. Sometimes we go into the underworld, we go into hell, and then from there emerges a path to our heaven on earth. And but you have to be willing to walk a little bit through that hell. You have to be willing to experience the shadow parts of the self, and the emotions that we don't want to experience, the feelings, the accountability, you know, that we don't want to work on. And so we come to own our shit, and we work
Mm-hmm.
on it, and our shit turns to gold.
We are having a fun about this with Paulina because I don't remember what it was in there, but they were talking about that there's going to be a point of time when you have to get the donkey, uh, no, the cow dung stuff, and you have to make muffins. So I was laughing about it because when you were talking about going to the hell and come back out of it, do you know how many people are afraid when that actually happened from you because you went and overcome something that other people don't? I mean, they look at you like you are extraordinary. No, you're not extraordinary. You did an extraordinary thing.
Yeah.
Okay, you showed them an example, but you did it for yourself. Extraordinary. That is a to do things that nobody does, and that here is darling. She comes in. It's Ezekiel 4:15. Go ahead and look at it in the Bible. We are talking about the cow dung and making muffins. That's very interesting.
You
But
know what grows on cow dung, right? The magical mushroom things. If you're gonna make cow dung muffins, probably pick off those mushrooms first so that your guests don't trip balls, right?
no idea about that one. But so yeah, we were actually looking to this, and I mean, yeah, the road is good. It starts getting more clear of the way to navigate through the turns. is getting more clear. The light in the tunnel is coming out a little by little in there, and all of a sudden you're gonna see within the energies, and a lot of people are gonna start seeing it. And I'm hoping into this year and the next year is gonna be this energy that actually you're gonna be learning to make a balance between material existence and a spiritual existence with the coexistence of interdependence personality within the world in yourself.
Nice.
And then it's that is going to lead with union. Okay, it's just with another person who is like this and so on. But until we get there, yeah, this is the new paradigm that it's right now. It's brewing. Okay, it's the recipes here. The ingredients have to grow up a little bit. Then we have to get the ingredients. You need to chop, chop, chop. Proper, like making a soup or stew, right? And then you gotta mix it. You have to cook it. You have to boil it. And then you have to consume it. So we're gonna see somehow the things is gonna be in there, and so on and so on. Yeah. Oh, this is what the universe does. It's called stirring the pot. Oh, you
We
know
don't
what?
ever do, we don't ever do that though, do we? We don't. No.
Oh, oh, that's no. The universe is just he's got his own fun. Like oh, we still have a little bit of anger to your purging. Let me just put some little bit of anger issues. Oh, you have some little bit of not learning that you have to be also looking for yourself. Okay, a little bit of this, a little bit that, a little bit that. Bottoms up, Dio.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, this is like the true potion of Divergent.
Yeah.
Uh,
We could keep we
you
could keep talking forever, and that's the thing with
Oh, well, time
with
flies by. We can keep talking and talking and talking. It's a great things that we talk is a great things. I'm actually I want to share with the community. I'm working more within the
Hey.
astrology. Okay. Been doing a lot of things within the astrology and putting some more things in a perspective. And that's what right now. And of course, to have a balance and to, of course, to practice what you preach. And there, I'm also working in the land. I gonna become growing some vegetables. So spiritual, material life comes together. So you can learn all this. Gotta
Yeah.
follow the path. It's laid out. All you have to do is just do it. Oh, but I don't like it. Just do it. Bull, but before I was like this and like that. What do you mean now I have to be like this? Oh, you really have to be like that. Oh, can I quit? No, you can't. But what do you mean I have to do? You just do it. But what to do? You just do it. Go watch that speech. You're gonna understand exactly about the energy I'm talking about. So the guy name is Art Williams. Just do it speech. You can just put it on YouTube. Just do it speech and then go. He goes and he do that speech in evangelistic auditory and there. Oh, yeah, you're gonna love that guy. I know you. I know you, and you're gonna be like, man, dear, why just not give it to me this long time ago? You'll see it in there.
I've
Oh,
seen it ages ago, but I know I want to see it again now with the consciousness I have now. I'm going to see new things. I'm going to see and hear it with new ears.
message me after that. Message
Yeah,
me after that. It's the same thing. Like sometimes I have to rewatch certain movies.
yeah,
Oh, but why you have to buy a movies? Why you have to get it? Certain movies you want to right there because when you rewatch them after 2, 3 years, you understand on a total different concept
Oh yeah.
there. So yeah.
Our
All
best
right.
to you and Paulina from me and Mary here in Norway, and love connecting with you. And we should do this more often. I know I say that every time, and then life just smacks me in the butt. And but summer is coming. There's going to be a lot more time to do this and less of the studying and things. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm going to be ready to do more of this, and um, looking forward to doing that.
We were thinking, me and Paulina, to do something about you guys, but we're gonna keep it a little bit as a surprise.
Ah,
I don't want to
we go.
spoil the guts, but yeah, we'll see.
Ah,
But our heart goes with all of you.
ours too, and I hope we meet very very soon in the we can make some events and have some fun and let people see and feel how this energy plays out in the real time. And,
This energy here right now on the real time, let me tell you on the real time, if I was not live into the YouTube, I was probably gonna be on downtown in our town and gonna be watching the bullfights,
ooh,
the toreadores. So we're gonna have some this weekend, but tomorrow is gonna have some more people and so on. And tomorrow I'm gonna have some pictures and stuff and from here, like it's gonna be probably like 2,000 people in town.
it's fiesta time. La
So
hora de la fiesta. ¡Arriba!
la fiesta es solo más buena aquí.
Ay, ay, ay.
Solo usted no vive aquí en la España, a mí eso aquí, a mí eso la fiesta, tú eres de Holanda, todo bien. Sorry, I was just making little fun.
Viva la vida loca, you know?
No, I was like, okay, Dio is here in Spain. He's gonna join the fiesta. You're gonna stay there in Holland. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna get some things. I want to say appreciate you of this. I know that technology stuff did not stop in us in there,
Mhm.
and I know that next time probably gonna be doing this on your channel, and we're gonna figure and take the bugs out, and then we'll know what to do and how to do it.
I'll upload this on my channel too with all your information as well. So it's going to be talk with Dio and Aqualine Spirit, you know. Aqua Spirit United. Yeah,
There you
man.
go. Amen. Hopefully the people getting it. Guys, I want to say thank you for the watching us. Karen, everyone here in the chat, Empress. Also, thank you for coming in, darling. Paulina, thank you. Love you, baby. We'll call you in a minute. And
Yeah, thank you, Karen, for the questions. That was
yeah, and
good.
we're gonna be keep popping up here and there to it, but most of the stuff we already saw set it in there, and we keep getting some more stuff, and they're gonna be start coming up. But learning one thing, it's patience. Acting it based out of peace. Acting. You want one thing I want to give an advice to twin flames, and there is something. What can you do if you're an angel? How are you gonna think if you're an angel? And this is gonna be trigger lots of more stuff in there into the people to advance to the next level. So that's what it is. Thinking about it, if you were an angel, what would you do in every situation in life? And you're gonna see how the evolution is gonna be started. Just call you a name, and there. That's about it. Well, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Amen. And yeah, if you guys have so many questions, send it to me or send it to Wolf. If you don't know how to reach us, you probably do by now, but you can look at our channels. I think that you should go to the whitewolfalchemy.com or White Wolf Alchemy on YouTube in there. And
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of those ninjas.
I don't have a TikTok. I don't have an Instagram in there, but I'm still the old school. Find me on the Facebook Messenger. That's the way it is. Or you can connect to me via emails. Okay. But everything is in the channel, guys. All right. And oh, CF, glad to see you too. It's been a long time, brother. And good questions. Adjusting to the level. Yes, exactly. Adjusting to the level. All right, guys. Much love to all of us, from us to you guys. Hopefully, you guys are all good, all okay. And we're gonna be come back at some point. We're gonna be doing some more stuff. Maybe the next time we're gonna bring the ladies in, like,
Yeah.
or we can pop them in, and like it's gonna be some interesting situations and that. I think that people's gonna be interesting, and there's more newer perspectives actually for the journey and so on. Well, let's not spoil the stuff. Peace. All right. Bill up, guys.